Bhaskar, your work email, and your mobile number. And once you're done with that, you can just request an OTP, which will verify your mobile number, and that will take you through the sign up process. Only registered businesses can sign up. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go and either log in via your mobile number, which is very simple. You just come here, enter your mobile number, and request for an OTP, or you can just go to your the email option, enter your email ID, password, and log in. In case you have forgot your password, we have a forget password button here, which can be used to reset your password. So once you log in, the platform partners are actually very intuitive. Once you log in, you have your a dashboard, which can give you a executive view of all the things that are happening in your account. So the first, I'll just take you quickly through the dashboard feature. So first you have your trade pairs, which is the various trade pairs that are available for your quick view. You can always add more trade lanes to this. Like suppose I have already 3 trade pairs, which are Tughlakabad to Jebel Ali, Mundra to Savannah, and Nhava Sheva to Shenzhen available here. If I want to add quickly trade pair, say Shanghai to Nhava Sheva, I can quickly come here and fill in the number of containers annually and just click on add lane, and it would be added to one of my trade lanes. And when I go on, if you can see, Shanghai to Nhava Sheva is already added to my trade pairs. So what it helps me, it helps me with a very good single click book option when it comes to booking my shipment instantly. And apart from that, this entire on the left hand side, you can see all the new announcements that we have. Like we have ship now, pay later, which is the credit facility that we give to our partners. We have the subscription plans that are available here. And at the same time, we have all the like saved rates if you are saving any, or you can add users, raise tickets, and check what outstandings are to be paid. Or if you require, you can schedule a demo. Scheduling a demo again is very simple. You can just click on schedule demo, choose the date, the time which you're available at. Suppose I'm available at say 6 p.m. and I'll just get a demo schedule for say 6 to 6:15 is what I want a demo schedule for. I'll just able to have that, and I can click to schedule demo, and the demo will be scheduled. So this is how simple it is to schedule a demo, and some basic vlogs which cover your recent happenings inside the global trade industry. So as you can go, so let's understand, right? So for growing a partner platform or for growing a partner, what we require a rate discovery, a shipment execution, and a place where they get to know that okay, what are the financial outstandings or financial foundations that they are supposed to fulfill for Cogoport. So if you want to search a rate, searching a rate is very simple. Your favorite port pairs are mentioned here, which are just a single click book. You can just click here, enter the number of 40s and 20s you want, number of beers. Like suppose if I want to book 10 containers from Nhava Sheva to Shenzhen, 10 40s and 120 with under 1 BL, I can just enter this information and click on continue. Once I click on continue, this will just load, and I'll be checkout page where all the things are already fulfilled. I just have to select the type of commodity, the rough cargo value in these 11 containers, and that would take care for me the entire part. And I can just go and click confirm this booking by confirming the booking, and it will take care of all the charges that are mentioned here. Now, if I have to search for, say, some other rate which is not available on the dashboard, then I have a button here which is called as Discover Rates. You can go here and you have 3 major services which are available since this is a platform partner registered in India. So you'll have international freight, which will be any option for import, export, or a cross-country trade, along with a different option for origin and destination handling. Suppose there are cases where you are only the destination handler and the shipment has already been nominated to you by one of your partners. In that case, also you can book those services through Cogoport. Or is it just a domestic service where you read a FTL or a LTL or a trailer to be moved inside India? So all of those three services are available. Let me quickly take you through on how to like basically search. Searching is very simple at Cogoport. You have your basic details. Suppose if I want to search for a FCL, I can always go and search for say from Mundra, which is a port in Gujarat, India, to Savannah, which is a port in Georgia, United States. I can just click write Mundra and Mundra came, Savannah and Savannah came. I can select the Incoterm on this which I'm importing or exporting. You can see a list of all the suggestive Incoterms which are available here. And depending on import or export, you will have the Incoterms also being suggestive here. And similarly, there is a basic search parameters that have been entered here. What you can do is that in case you want an advanced search, you can click here and go for the advanced search options like increase the number of containers, select a different container size, or a different type or a different commodity along with the weight. So suppose if I want a 2140 high cube container, standard general commodity with 20 metric ton in it, and I can go and I can click on search rates. Before I proceed for search rates, I'm scrolling downwards to show you that okay, this is a snapshot which will always have for the previous searches that have been taken care by you, right? So all the previous searches that you have done will be available here right at your fingertips. It will be a single click button. You can click on book now and it will take you to the search page. So you do not need to refill this information again and again. If you have already done it in the past, it will be available downstairs. Now, once you click on search rates, your rates options are coming, which is like fetching the rates at light speed, and you'll have all your rates here. Depending upon the encode term, all the additional services that can be availed by you will be available on the additional services tab that's on your left. You can always have an option to select the shipping line, which shipping line do you want to book for. And if you want to have a filter, like suppose I want to filter with direct shipment, a prepaid or a collect payment term, and between a departure dates, all these things are given like supported by us. You can always sort them by say basic freight lower side or a transit time on the lower side because you know with partners what comes is that your customers, the end customers who are going to use these services might have a different requirement altogether, right? So on basis of that, you can always sort your requirements that okay, this is what can fulfill that. Now, in this case, if you look at it, I have multiple options available for the requirement that is to move a 40 feet container from Mundra to Savannah on a CFR Incoterm. There is one option of Kogo Assured, which is basically a Cogoport spot rate where we guarantee you the inventory and loading at a fixed exchange rate and the prices. At the same time, you'll also have the option from other shipping lines. Like suppose we have an option here from WCL, Costco, Hapag, MSC. And in case if I want to compare all four of them, I have a checkbox here which I can click and these cards, rate cards would get selected. Once I have all the four rate cards, suppose here, I can go here, click on view comparison, and it will compare all the four rate cards right in front of me. Like if you see, I have these four rate cards with their specifications of different various shipping lines, with their basic fee, their turn-in fees, their terminal handling, and all the charges that are there, along with are they direct, indirect, what are the free origin days and the free destination days that are being provided by them. You can either choose to book from here or in case you want to return back to your original page where you have started from, you can click on go back and then select a rate card from here. Now, before selecting a rate card, I would strongly recommend you to check a couple of things, which is a cost breakdown, which gives you an in-depth breakdown of what charges are you paying for. So as you can see here, you have a rough number that is 1,78,241. But what does that 1,78,241 include of? That can always be seen from the cost breakdown. Apart from that, there is one very nice feature that we have, which is the possible schedule. So whenever you click on a possible schedule, you will be able to see what all options of sailings you have and what is the reliability score. With the reliability score, we mean to say that what is the probability that you will get that particular sailing when you click for book for the shipment. Like suppose if I book for the shipment, then there is a probability of 66% that I'll get a direct vessel with sails on 31st August and a 64% probability if I go for an indirect vessel which sails on the same date, right? And then like the same goes. So if I suppose if I'm very satisfied with WCL, I can do a couple of things. I can either save this rate for later, right? If I save this rate for later, it will be available until these rates expire and it will be available on my dashboard, which I showed you earlier. Let me just reopen that for you. So at this place where the saved rates were there, that rates will be will be visible for you again in case you want to save the rate. Like we have saved the rate, and now if I refresh my dashboard, just a quick second, I'll be able to see my saved rates here. Just a second. Yeah, as you can see, I have saved a rate from Mundra to Savannah 40 IQ, which is available to be booked. Just allow it to load a little bit, running a little bit slow, maybe on the demo server. And yeah, so it's available to book and it's expiring at 25th August, 10:20 p.m., which is the exactly 6 hours from right now, right? And at the same time, if I want to share this, suppose with my internal team, I can always click on the share button, invite my team. Suppose if I want to say, I invite a test user, test at cogoportdemo.com, and I send him an invite. So I can invite him. And once he accepts my invite, I can share him all the quotations internally. So that's something that I can do. Apart from that, once I'm satisfied, as I was saying earlier, we can go click on book now. When you click on book now, it takes you to the checkout page where you finally confirm all the final rates and what the commodities are. You confirm the prices of the price of the commodity that's going inside the container, and it takes you to your shipment confirmation page. Just give me 1 second, and yeah, here we are. So before you proceed with the booking, we require a couple of more information: that what is the commodity, whether it's a general cargo, whether it's a hazardous cargo, whether it's perishable cargo or a pharma cargo. You can always select the general, punch in your rough cargo value. Suppose I want to have declare that, okay, I have $30,000 worth of cargo value that is going inside 140 high cube container. I can click that, click on submit. Still, I have time if I want to add any service to the package that is being offered with Cogoport, and I can enter my cargo readiness date. Okay, suppose like my shipment was sailing on 31st. So when does my cargo get ready? From 25 to 31st, say 27th is when my cargo get ready. And what sailing do I want, right? I showed you a couple of sailing schedules inside your a possible schedules option. That is something which you get here. You can actually select your option that you want. So I have, again, as I had there a couple of options, I have the same here also, where ETD is from 31st August, which reaches on 26th September without any stops, and then the one which has one stop. And once I click on one of the cards, that gets selected and the cargo value is already here. I can click and check whether the invoicing party is right or wrong. And once all of that is in place, I can go and I can confirm the booking. So that is how simple it is. Once you have confirmed the booking, your booking will go on to your confirm booking page, which will look like this, where you have the basic details of your booking along with the cost that is supposed to be paid to Cogoport. Once this payment would be due, you will be able to see the pay now button, which you can click and you can pay to Cogoport and get your documents. Apart from that, if you see your all the tracking for the containers would be available here. The services which you have opted for will be available here at any point of time, even during the shipment. If you need any extra service, you can always add it before the deadlines get over. As soon as we keep on crossing the deadlines, these services will no longer be able, you will no longer be able to add these services. The rough invoice for the shipment will always be available under the invoice section, so that you are aware that, okay, what is the rough charge that you're going to get. Your performa invoice is always available to be downloaded. You can just click here on the invoice number and it will be able to give you a performa invoice, which is there available for your shipment. Now, all the documents like your bill of lading, your booking note, your draft BL, your SI, all will be available inside the document section. And if there is any particular way in which you want your shipment to be handled, a standard operating procedure which you would want to declare, you can always add it as a SOP here. Like for this shipment, I would like to add a SOP that this is what the way I wanna get the shipment handled, right? Like the test shipment SOP, and I can write a SOP like say pick the containers 7 days in advance and gate it in when the gate opens the very first day. right? So this is what I can write, and I can click on submit, and it gets added to the shipment as a SOP. And I can always keep on adding more points. Like suppose BL type would be original, and I can click on update, and it gets added to my previously written SOP, right? Apart from that, so your shipments will be booked. Once your shipments are booked, other thing is that you would like to see a overall value, like say a bird eye view of all your shipments. You can always go to the shipments tab, which is available here. You'll have three sections inside. One is ongoing, other is completed, third is cancelled. Ongoing would be the number of shipments that will be as of now in process. Then completed would be the shipments that have already been completed and the documents have been released to you. Cancelled are the shipments which are either not fulfilled from our side or have been cancelled from your side. You can also like click on any of the shipments and actually go to the in-depth view which we were looking at earlier for the shipment, right? And similarly, as you can see for FCL, we also have for air. But that's also very simple. You just click go here. You'll have everything available along with the timeline that the booking was placed on 25th of August. When was the cargo handed over at airport? When was the ETD? When was the ETA? And when was it delivered? All the tracking along with the milestones will be always updated on the platform itself. If you go on the finance section, the third section that we have here, if you go on the finance section, it will always create having a data of how much is the payable that you have, what are the invoices amount that are open, and how much on account payment do we have of yours. If you see that you have an on account payment, I would highly recommend that you send out the payment advice for the payments that you have done and get them knocked off so that we can also clear the books for your account. At the same time, the payments amount that will be there by the due date would be available here. And all the invoices that have been raised by us to your account would be available here. As you can see, we have a couple of shipments which are in pipeline in the previous tab, right? We have a FCL and a air shipment, and both the invoices are still in the performa stage. You can see that all these both invoices are inside available here on our platform in the performa stage. Once it is like finalized, it will be available for the payment mode, right? You can always enter or change your financial details like your billing addresses and the trade parties that you would want to add. Okay. Uh, we had an option of ship now, pay later, which is a deferred payment option available for our partners, which you can always apply for using the link here. You have to, it's also again very simple. Just enter your company PAN, your GST proof, confirm it, and then you have to pay a nominal fee for us to check your credibility, the credit ratings of your firm, and then we can proceed with a deferred payment option for your account, maybe. And apart from that, all of this that is there, which helps you in your regular day-to-day trade, helps you make digitizing your existing trade solution, right? You also have other tools like as ocean tracking and air tracking, finding the schedules for your so that you can give your customer a better solution at the planning stage, or helping them find the HS codes, or keeping a track of how the freight rates are behaved in the past, or say have a eligibility for a check for your trader, just the way that we have. So all of these are available on the platform. Apart from this, you also have like a feature, which is the account settings, which you can always save. When you go into the account settings, you'll always have few options, which is like what is your company detail. You can add your company logo here, mention a quick note about your company so that we can also classify your platform as that. Apart from that, you will also have your profile where you can like change your password and everything, your addresses, your billing address, your office address, everything would be saved here. All your documents like your PAN, your GST, your authority letters, which you can use for further transactions, will be available in your documents. What services would you like to have or offer from Cogoport, from Cogoport, would be available in your services section. Like in this account, I have only applied for FCL and LCL service. I can always change that. Okay, maybe the offerings that I want from Cogoport has changed. Like suppose today I do not want LCL service, I only want FCL Air and FTL. I can change that and click on save. If I want to add my team members, who my team members are and how can I invite them on the platform, I can always go and I can invite the users from my team details, and I can always set that okay, what type of alerts do I want for myself inside the platform. Like if I want to have any promotional offers that should hit my, say, email or WhatsApp, if I want to know about any new product that is being launched on the platform to hit my WhatsApp or email, all of that, or any new subscription renewal that needs to hit my email, or whose email should it hit, all of that would be available here. Apart from that, in this you have a subscriptions thing. So please wait for the subscriptions. We're going to go live with our subscriptions very soon, and the same will also be communicated to you. I'll open the floor for any questions if you have, or yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. Abhishek, do we have any questions?
Yeah. As of now, we don't. If anyone has any kind of questions, they are free to ask. So we do have one question. Um, just a second.
Yeah, I
It's
can
from
read it.
yeah.
It is for both import and export, right? Yeah, ma'am. So it's for both import and export. If you're going for an international freight, right, as an option, as I told you earlier. So it is available in the Discover Rates section. You can always go on the international freight. Suppose if you wanna, suppose say like let's take an option, right, from Mundra to Shanghai, right? So you can either search from Mundra to Shanghai with the same, or just click here and it will just get interchanged. So it can either be a Shanghai to Mundra or a Mundra to Shanghai will be available to help you with both the options. If you like, you search from say India to USA last time. Now let's search for China to India. All the options would be available here. I again request you not to go by the quantum that we have here because this is a demo platform. I would strongly recommend that you log in through your partner's platform and then check for the rates, because that would be much more accurate than what we have here. These are just demo values that are there for the representation. So it will be available for both import and export map. Sneha, I can check for Ningbo to Nhava Sheva, but the thing, as I told you earlier, that it would be a rough rate that you would be seeing here. The only problem with that is that, okay, let me just do this for you. So you can go for Ningbo to Nhava Sheva. Suppose you want to search for a 40 high cube and then just click on search rates. So you'll be able to gauge multiple options, right? You'll always have multiple options here in case, like, suppose like we got how many? We have like, okay, we have a lot of options here. In case if I'm not satisfied with any option, I will always have an option to dislike the rate, which is I don't like this rate. And I can select the reason why I don't like this rate, whether the rates are not satisfactory, or I wanted 21 free days, which is not available, or I wanted a particular shipping line, say as CMA, which is not available here. I can always select all of that, and that will be available at my, say, fingertips. And if I want any possible schedules, again, that will be available here. A cost breakdown, that will be available here. So yeah, we'll have all the options available for you for both import, export, as well as domestic, right? So all the import and export would be available in the international freight section in the global trade platform, the discovery part, and the domestic services, the land transportation would be available under the domestic services in India platform. You're most welcome. Anything else?
If anyone has any question, they can ask.
Uh, yeah, ma'am. We have shipment tracking facility. Just give me 1 second, Priya. So yeah, we have shipment tracking facility, which is available under the tools section. If you go under tools and then click on ocean tracking, you'll have the option to create new trackers. All the shipments that are booked through Cogoport are automatically tracked by us, or else you can either track by your container number or the BL number. Like suppose, just give me 1 second. I'll just try to pull out a BL number that I can track for you. Just a second. Yeah, so there was this BL number that was there, which we were trying to track, say 228993708, and it was MAEU. Okay. Or you can like click here and track from the container numbers that were there. Suppose like I can track by a container number. Just give me 1 second. MSKU, and this is Maersk. Okay, MSKU 3990432. Right, I can click on track shipment and it will like retrieve the data from them and give me the tracking. All the shipments that you do from Cogoport would by default get tracked here and will be available here, right? So it will have a track and trace model where you have all the trackers that are there, like how many trackers you have remaining in your plan, which you can always update by upgrading your plan. And it will give you all the shipments which are on track, which are delayed if they're delayed by between 1 to 4 days or by more than 5 days, which are at destination, which are arriving in next 7 days, or which are at origin, which are in departing in next 7 days. So that also we have as of now, ma'am.
In case if anyone, if in case if there's another question or anything, you can ask, or else we can just call it off right now. Okay. So I guess we Bhaskar was able to clarify all the doubts, and as I can see
Yeah.
that there's no more
Just,
question.
just, just 1 second,
Yeah.
Abhishek, before you end.
Okay.
I'll just like to add to Miss Priya that
Sure. Sure.
this
Sure.
is
Sure.
where
Sure.
this is how you get the tracking, ma'am. So tracking is available just for your input. It's available with the map view as well as the milestone view, that when it has departed from say India, where it has birth in between, and when it has reached Charleston, uh, and then when has it come from there. All of that is available here inside the tracking feature. And you can always add, suppose if you want to add any person to this particular email so that they can also get the alerts, you can always add them with the Incoterms, or you can say add the number of free days that you have purchased, so that we can keep on informing the stakeholders that okay, the shipment is about to reach and the free days are about to expire, or the shipment is about to like say reach in these many days and you have these many free days which are left to be used. So that is also available in our shipment tracker feature. I just was waiting for the tracker to load itself. It generally takes around 30 seconds to get loaded. Yeah. I think Abhishek, yeah, you can take over now.
So I guess that okay. Yeah, ma'am has another question.
How much is the response time for booking after placing on Cogoport platform? Priya, generally it takes us for a air booking, we take around 15 minutes to accept the booking. For a ocean booking, it generally takes around 2 hours to accept that booking. Once accepted, you'll get a communication from our end by what time will you get a confirmation for the either a booking note or a shipment order or a draft available. So all of that for air, it's generally the TAT is around 15 minutes for the acceptance of booking. For a ocean, it's generally around 2 hours as of today. We are trying to bring it down to 5 minutes for air and half an hour for ocean. But yeah, we'll have to do that together eventually with our partners.
Just in case if anyone wants to ask anything, the mics have been enabled, so you can always enable your mic. I guess we can end it. I guess if there's no other question as of now, then we can call it off and we can end it. So yes, thank you everyone for attending this wonderful webinar. And in case if you have any queries or anything of any query of any kind related to platform or sales or any of the questions, you can always reach back to us to our on our website, and that you have our mail ID as well, so that we can come back to you and clarify your doubts as well. So thank you everyone.